I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry, Ray. But if Woody Johnson hired Bill Belichick tomorrow and the Jets won a Super Bowl, is that more credit to Aaron Rodgers or is that more credit to Bill Belichick?
I mean, if Bill Belichick is able to do that, that's more credit to Bill Belichick because you're coming into a situation that's just turmoil. I'm being honest. The Jets, I'm a New York City guy till I die. I love my city. The Jets might be the worst organization in all of New York sports. You have a diva in Aaron Rodgers who it's nothing to argue about. He's way over the hill. He can't make those drop back passes like he used to. He can't do none of that.
He don't look good.
I've been saying it, right? But I've been saying it, and people laughed at me for years. Bill Belichick, the reason he's considered one of the greatest coaches of all time is solely because of Tom Brady. If Tom Brady is not there, nobody goes there. Y'all got to remember, all the great players was traded there. Bill Belichick ain't draft no great players. All the guys said we went there. Right, he drafted a lot of bums.
Yeah, a lot of bums. A lot of regulars.
So for me, and you got a lot of guys, Gronk stayed because of Tom Brady. All the guys that went there, they say it. We went there because we want to play with Tom Brady. Nobody want to play for Bill Belichick. So I don't know how great he really is. I'm sorry. Now when we see these guys without the superstar team, I'm not saying win a Super Bowl, but bro, you're not even competing for a playoff spot.
He doing spots on Pat McAfee now.
Yeah, come on. And come on. Like watching drop paint. Come on. You at a funeral when you watching him. Get out of here, man. Overrated.
You got a
super
mock neck
overrated.
On? Under that hoodie, you got a mock neck on?
Nah, it's a t-shirt.
Are you up here
like ran up.
Oh, okay.
Are you up here trying to be? Are you up here trying to be? No, Aaron Rodgers. You up here? You know.
I had this sweater on last year. You ain't say nothing. You complimented me actually.
No,
I thought that was
good.
the joint.
I was talking about.
No, you're trying to gang up on me.
I thought you had
trying to gang up on me.
I thought you had a half turtleneck under the. I was just checking.
No, forget the mock neck. I thought it was. What's the sophisticated joints when you got the pipe? It's like a tie, something that you.
Oh, it's the ass something. My ass something. I don't know. Ashcott, ass something. Somebody put in the comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Yo, it's not hitting the YouTube like crazy. What's about our YouTube guys? This is crazy.
What happened?
I see nobody from YouTube on right now.
They'll be around. Around.
Be like that sometimes.
They'll be around.
They said, "Oh, you missed Wednesday? Oh, you missed Tuesday?" Keep playing YouTube.
We got a trick for y'all.
Except Danny Berry, man. Jesus Christ, where y'all at, man? Danny Berry, what's going on, man?
What up?
First of all, you complimented me last year. Now you want to gang up with Flea too. Whatever. AllBall.
I apologize.
Don't apologize to me. That's a fake apology.
Yo, did y'all see what LeBron tweeted? Or whatever?
Oh,
complaining about having to fly to Milwaukee to play a preseason game.
That's what I mean.
That's why they responded to him. I didn't see.
Flea, that's how he's just a doofus, bro. You understand? Like, that's what I mean by clumsy. Do you understand all the old school guys looking at you like, do you know how we had to travel, bro? Your coach is the same jerk that said that we were a bunch of plumbers. We had to go. What you just screamed on me on Flea? I just got off work, put my hat on, this is the same shit I'm wearing at work, bro. And I'm coming on live right now, right?
Yes.
Imagine I'm showing up on an airplane to come on a live, like somebody they lifting me up, feeding me grapes. I'm hey guys, you coming from work? Like, what are you talking to like that? Like LeBron,
I swear to God, if I ever saw somebody feeding you grapes, I would be pissed off.
Hold on, you already went crazy.
I'm be real.
Was feeding me the lime. You went, oh, it's lit.
Nah,
we were getting twisted.
Ingrid feeding him a lime. OG, that shit was.
I'm being real. Pass the Great Poupon on live is legendary. I'm just telling you right now.
He took a shot online. You seen him, right? He took the shot and did the lime. I said, oh no,
that's GOAT status. Yeah, man. I like it's just like this is, and this is like I said, I'm over hating on him and trolling, but it's just like this is what I be saying. It's like, what type of leadership are you showing for the young men and women out there today? Like, come on, bro. And that's why, I love to see preseason and I love to see everybody playing, right? And actually playing hard, pause, because, this may be the only time a lot of families can afford to go watch a team in a preseason because you can't even afford the regular season games. Fabian, we were just talking. Yo, Knicks preseason tickets is $100 plus.
If you want to sit in the hat, I can only imagine what opening night looks like.
You get what I'm saying?
You know what Christmas looks like. I can only imagine.
So just imagine you being a father or a mother, and you know Milwaukee. You from Milwaukee, and the Lakers is playing, and you able to buy a preseason ticket you can afford, and LeBron play. Your kid will be ecstatic. You get what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's just like, you know, some of these guys, I just wish that they kind of understood what they were saying and understand that without the fans, there is none of this for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So to say that, it just goes to show, man, like I said, when they talk about the smartest and the highest IQ, sometimes you can be too smart for your own good and say some things that's just totally stupid. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, but just stupid, Flea.
Yeah, lack self-awareness.
Yeah, I can't wait till the dude. I can't wait till before game one he announces this is his last season. Lord, I can't wait till that happens. Just announce this is your last season. Make this the farewell journey, and let's move on with our lives, please.
I'm popping a bottle.
I don't even know how to move on from that because you got this. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
I'm always looking for a spot to just jump in.
He was trying to find it, and he hand delivered it to you.
Right on cue, man.
I'm popping a bottle. This nigga don't even drink. This nigga don't even drink. I'm popping a bottle.
He's popping a bottle and handing it to us?
No, I'm popping a bottle and I'm pouring that shit out like Dame on them ladies back in the day. Like this. Look, I can't wait for this nigga to retire. Y'all don't know, man. I'm telling you, man. Just get out of here already, man.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah. You know who I be, man. and of course.
AllBall suckers.
That's the man in the middle, like the center. I can't talk over the drops because the mics clash or whatever it is, but you know what we live.
Big Flea. Never the little one. We here today, y'all. Never the little one. You heard?
Rest in peace, always, the Kembe Mutombo. Never the little one. No.
And there we have it. Game number 2 tonight for the Knicks in preseason. They are battling, who was it, the Wizards?
Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
2 teams out there east, and tonight we are here to deliver to the folks, the good folks on AllBall TV, YouTube channels, the Twitter spears, everywhere. The top 10 Eastern Conference players in the game today. And I got to pass this off to the man on my left, the man on your right if you're watching the screen. All Beezy Ball. Who do you have as the 10th best player in the Eastern Conference?
Don't do the Beezy Ball shit. So don't do the Beezy Ball shit. Don't do that.
It was a miss. In my head, I was trying to come up with something. It wasn't as cool.
I told you one of the coolest niggas I know. We gonna hang out every day.
Yeah.
Beezy Ball, don't do that.
Listen, man.
Listen.
Yes.
We starting with the Eastern Conference, man. This is our top 10 players that we think, you know, are the best players in the East. And we didn't see each other's lists. So this is going to be hilarious. It's going to be out of control. And y'all already know my list. Y'all might not talk to me for a couple of days, but you know, it is what it is. So for me, number 10.
Wait, OG, hold on. Are we going your 10, my 10, Fabian's 10, then your 9, my 9, Fabian's 9? Are we going through our whole?
I mean, sure. I was, you know, Fabian, you know, the great host that he is. However, that sounds fine to me. I just want us.
How you want to fly, right?
I mean, unless you have another fly away.
Nah, that was perfect. Then, yeah.
That works.
Yeah, so we do it like that. I go first, you go second, Fabian go third. Let's go.
Yeah, that's perfect. Let's go. I like
it's 1 then 2, not 1.
1, 2, right. It's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2. Back to
that nigga Shaq was about to lose his mind.
Yo, Shaq was so sensitive. He's so sensitive.
Yo, OG, he was about to walk off set. That nigga was about to lose his mind.
Yo, nice. It's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2. Back to 1. He said, "You dumb motherfucker."
Yo, that was good. That was a great moment, man. That shit was funny.
Listen, that's who we are gonna miss when it's over. Charles Barkley on TNT. That's what we're gonna miss. But let's get back to the top 10 best players in the East. For me, this is it hurts me that I gotta put them in because I hate the team, I hate the city, and never been there, never going there. The Indiana Pacers point guard, Tyrese Haliburton, is my number 10 best player in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
He said he's never going there.
He's never going there.
Ever. What he did last season, I gotta be honest, it was spectacular. What he did in the play-in, for a moment there, people tried to catapult him superstar status, and at one time he was looking like the best point guard in the NBA. Right. Got his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. No matter how they got there, regardless of whatever, he got them there, and he was the catalyst for that. So I gotta give him props, even though that's our op, and how it is New York against Indiana, the Pacers, Knicks thing. But number 10, I got Tyrese Haliburton.
I like that. My number 10 spot, my New York Knicks just traded for this brother, so now we have one of the better bigs in the league on our team right now. At my number 10 spot, I got Karl-Anthony Towns. I got Cat having an all-star season this year. I got Cat having an all-NBA season this year. I have Cat having a great season for us this year. I got him averaging over double-figure rebounds this year. I have him getting back to what he once was as a guy that cleans the glass, and it's still a bucket. Still could go get it. I look for us to get Cat in positions where he's taking advantage of his matchup a lot more. Yes, will he take 5 to 6 threes a game? Maybe. But I absolutely think Tibbs is going to put him in more situations to take advantage of his matchup. So number 10 player in the Eastern Conference as of today, I got Karl-Anthony Towns.
Oh, me and Flea agree.
Wow.
Me and Flea agree.
Really?
Cat got Cat a little low there, but hey, okay.
Okay.
We gotta give him his props. Western Conference finalist. He was the one thing we got to give him credit for is it's Ant-Man. When Jimmy Butler went there, Jimmy went ballistic. But he didn't take advantage of Cat saying, you know what, I don't mind being number 2. So for him to be, you got to give proud. Like we always talk about Scottie Pippen and Kyrie Irving. We see like even Kobe's bugging out. I'm gonna beat your ass, Shaq, because you don't want to be number 1. Karl-Anthony Towns did nothing but I'm gonna slide to number 2, no problem. You're gonna give me my 50 million, but I gotta give him.
And he played defense, Fabian. He played defense.
The Joker thing is not overblown, man. The Joker thing is not overblown. Him and Naz Reid, they were going crazy on him.
Him, Naz Reid, and Gobert was running a train on Joker. Like, I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They made sure. I'm sorry, OG, but that's what they did to him. That's what they did to Joker. It was
give you a 3-second timeout. Put him in the penalty. What hockey they put, right? In hockey, they put you in the penalty box. Look, you got to be in the penalty box.
I got to be in the penalty box for a second.
5 seconds.
I'll take it. My brother's left. So damn, y'all gonna leave me in the spot when shit get hot? Y'all gonna leave me in the spot? Listen.
Was that legendary? The penalty box. Look, now anybody say something too crazy, you on the screen by yourself looking like this. Look.
Fabian hasn't said a word yet. He hasn't even said anything yet.
I feel uncomfortable, man. That was like
he said I feel uncomfortable.
In these times right now, we live with these celebrities, Flea, you going bananas.
Nigga said, did you just say you ran a train on them? Nah.
And again, this guy's crazy. Yeah, so cat number 10, after participating in railroad activities with the Joker, in the Eastern Conference. Number 9, oh boy, who do you think is the 9th best player in the Eastern Conference, man?
Now, number 9, this guy, you know, I give him a lot of flack, but he is a good player. For my number 9, best player in the East, I'm going with the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo. No matter how I feel about Bam, what he does on the court, on both ends of the floor, my opinion, you know, Pat Riley has him playing out of position. Bam is damn near playing the 3, 4, and the 5. He has to anchor the defense. He has to get the rebounds, and he has to try to get you 20 plus. Bam Adebayo is definitely one of the better players in the East. And, you know, if he had a consistent Jimmy Butler, no telling how much damage the Miami Heat would do. Like I said, not a big fan of Bam. I think, you know, at times people put too much sauce when it comes to Bam, but I might be wrong. But Bam is definitely a great player. I got Bam Adebayo, number 9, as one of the best players in the Eastern Conference.
Whew.
I didn't expect him to make your list, so that's cool. I will tell you, he didn't make my list. It hurt my heart too. But
Wow.
for my number 9, I also have a member of the Miami Heat. I just got Jimmy Butler. I got Jimmy Butler at number 9.
No, stay right there. He didn't make my list. You can finish.
Okay.
Over his ass.
Couple things for me with Jimmy. This is a contract year, so I fully expect Jimmy to throw to a lot of different people, right? Including Pat Riley, including Spo, including Flea, including AllBall, including Fred. Like, a lot of people is going to get the FU because I think he's trying to line himself up for his last big deal. And, you know, he hears the smut being put on his name. He hears people talking about Jimmy Butler, you know, playoff Jimmy was a myth. You know, that train has run its course and it's gone and things like that. It's out of the station, all that. I fully expect him, and the light that was lit under him by Pat Riley, right? When the Godfather says to you, "You're not playing, you need to shut up," I think that is going to rev him to be put in a position where he reminds the rest of the world, yo, in the last 5 years, I've been to the NBA Finals twice. Like, I'm him. Found out some other stuff too. We worried about if Jimmy's available, right? He's getting hurt, this, that. Big shout out to Jimmy Butler. Back in February, he lost his dad. That's information that was not public, stuff I just found out. So I do want to give him a little grace on that time that he spent away from the team. We thought he was injured. We didn't know what it was, but it was clearly a death in his family. It was his pops who passed away. So I'm throwing Jimmy a little bit of bail on that. I fully expect him to be the 9th best player in the Eastern Conference.
Do we get stuck and to be able to disagree and like Jimmy Butler should not be on the damn top 10 list? Non-reliable. Last time we seen you in the playoffs, went to the finals, and you know, you swollen ankle. How many injuries you gonna go through? You know, Bam Adebayo is okay. I think he's the anchor of that team, and I was very critical of Bam Adebayo in that finals, Flea, but that whole ship is running because of him. Anything you could plug and play all these superstars training for Jimmy Butler all you want, without Bam, there ain't no Miami Heat.
But there's so much you could do with Bam being your guy. If Jimmy,
on offense,
period. There's so much you could do. So real quick, because we want to continue the list, but real quick, let's just say Jimmy Butler don't even exist. We just talked the other night. OG asked me, is Paolo Banchero a better player than Bam Adebayo? Now, in terms of NBA experience, who has the more NBA experience? Obviously, Bam. But in terms of a guy that you're going to build around, you're going to build around Banchero before you build around Bam, simply because you can go to him and ask him, yo, go give me 25 to 30 a night. And Banchero is going to be one of them guys. Bam will never be that. And that's not a slight on who he is. I just don't think you put him in a position where he has to score at a higher volume. I don't think he can do it, and you be a good team.
You want to say something, AllBall?
I don't want to disagree with my brother Flea, but I kind of want to. I think I'm gonna disagree. I don't think Bam gets a fair shake. Like I said, he has his co-star who's rarely available, but we've seen when his co-star is available, they get to the finals, and they are legit, right? And they are a legit threat to everybody in the East. I think we talked about it the other day. Banchero and Bam, I think that comparison is closer than what people make it out to be. As far as like, if you're a GM, who would you rather build around? Now I know Banchero is showing so much promise, but I'm gonna be honest. I think if you put the ball in Bam's hands and allow him to be selfish and be the best player on the Miami Heat, and you don't have to go through hero and things of that nature, I think Bam could be just as good as Banchero on the offense. Maybe not from 3-point, but as far as mid-range, post up, getting to the basket, and then let's not even talk about on the defensive end. It's not even close. So, I have no problem if somebody takes Banchero over Bam, but my opinion, I think it's closer to what people make it out to be. And if I'm a GM, I'm looking very close at that. I'm not just automatically going, give me Banchero. I think if you build the right team around Bam, Bam can average 25. He can average a double-double and at the same time be a defensive player of the year candidate. So,
Fabian, I was listening to Giannis and Mike Miller. They got the OGs show. And Giannis was like, if they ever decide to let Bam off the leash and just let him go, we would see some stuff that we've never seen before from a guy that size. He's like, some of the stuff that dude does in practice is amazing, right? Some stuff that you'll never see as regular fans. He said, if they ever let him off the leash, you jump in and jump back, jump out, jump back in, OG. If they ever let him off the leash, we would see some stuff that we didn't think Bam was even capable of. Handling the ball, creating his own shot. You said to us last night, Bam is shooting a 3 with ease. I was like, he looked comfortable, right? So,
I just want to end it with, he's averaging 20 and 10, 50% for his career. One steal per game, almost a block per game.
20 and 10 for his career?
For his career, I know last year he did 20 and 10. For his career, it's 15 and 8.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, but since his third season, he's been like 18 and 9.8. So around 19 and 10.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that.
And just defensively, all defense first team, right? Again,
2 years ago, he was first team. Last year, I think he was second team.
No, last year he was
first team.
Right. Yeah. So, and he spent 4 straight years in all defensive second team. He's getting more props for that. I just don't. I got to give.
Maybe he gets defensive player of the year this year too.
Nah.
No. Okay. Nah. That's Wemby's award from now on.
It's looking like it. But that's just it with Jimmy Butler. I'm slandering him until he gets back in there. Take the weave off, whatever. God bless you and your family. But nah, man. Last time I seen you in the family. Last time I seen you in the finals, you swollen ankle. Remember the superstar Bam ain't got no swollen ankle. Bam is out there. How many games you playing every year, Bam? 69, 82, 72, 64, 56, 75, 71. Meanwhile, you're on the sideline, and he ain't causing no trouble. We ain't ever here calling out Jimmy Butler. I like this guy. He ain't doing too much. He's just over there saying, taking care of the MVP of the WNBA. That's what he's doing. Let's not forget.
So let me ask you a question. Who's your 9th best player in the Eastern Conference?
Go back to my list. I'm sorry. I got Tyrese Maxey, number 9.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, I may have to change that as the more we talk, but we got to give props to the people that have done it. They got number 1 roles. Maxey sometimes look like a number 1 role, but we saw him as a number 1 role. Maybe it wasn't his team last season after Joel Embiid went down. But he's definitely, he's done enough to be top 9 for me in my book.
Not mad at that.
Oh, he jumped 5 points per game from the year before. It was a breakout year for him. So he plays a bunch of games as well, right? Tyrese Maxey plays 61 games, 75, 60, and 70. Doesn't miss that many games. Shot 45% from the field, 37% from 3, which is a drop off. But 26 points per game, All-Star, most improved player.
Can't beat that, man. He had a hell of a season last year. Love Maxey.
Definitely.
Yeah,
AllBall, who you got a number? Go ahead.
For him,
sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I agree. Maxey, the way we all say the way he showed improved in the playoffs. So yeah, okay, I can respect that. For me, number 8, my guys in here, Dame Lillard, man, Dame time, Milwaukee Bucks. Listen, no matter how we feel about Dame, I think he had a rough season. I think he still averaged 20 plus. Like I said, in the playoffs, he definitely had a big game. Dame Lillard, we know what he is, what he brings to the table. It's no way in the world we can have a top anything, and Dame Lillard is not in the talks. We know what he did in Portland. Like I said, his first season in Milwaukee, it wasn't what everybody expected, especially me. I said to myself, I went crazy. I said, they're going to win a championship.
That's a fact.
But, of course, he had a lot of outside, and I don't want to make no excuses for him because he's one of my favorite players, but he did have some outside interference. His co-star was injured, and we know how that go, Fleet. If your best player is injured, and then your second best player injured, because like you said, Fleet, Middleton is done.
Put a fork.
Milwaukee turned into Portland all over again. And this is not Dame Lillard from 10 years ago. But still, for me, at my number 8, I got Dame time in there, Damian Lillard.
Let me ask you something real quick, OG, before I give you my 8th player. I was watching, and Bradley Beal was talking about how before Phoenix was on the table, like Phoenix wasn't even an option for him with that trade. But they were getting ready to trade him for Chris Middleton. And the only reason, because Brad has a no trade clause in his contract.
The only one in the league.
Right. The fuck? What's the GM?
KCP. And remember, KCP had one before too.
There's a few guys that used to have one. Brad is the only one that got one. But
is that Checkits, the GM?
No. That was Ernie. That was Ernie Grunfeld, or the one Tommy Shepard is the GM that gave.
His name is Tommy Shepard?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the GM?
Shit.
Yeah, that was the GM after Grunfeld.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that...
You hear that? What's his name? Oh, my God. I fucked it up. Nutso. No. Nutso. You hear that, Nutso?
Yeah.
Tommy Shepard? That's crazy. I'm sorry, Fleet.
Brad didn't want to get traded to Milwaukee because he feels like he didn't like how Milwaukee was being disloyal to Middleton. So they were about to trade. They were about to trade Brad for Chris Middleton. Brad says no because they just won a championship, I think, a year prior to this deal. And Brad was like, that's not loyal. So I don't want to be a part of that organization.
Real quick, Tommy
Milwaukee dodged.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Milwaukee, the Wizards got rid of Tommy Shepard, he looks nothing like the Tommy Shepard that we know.
Yeah, he's not the GM no more. No.
They have
Milwaukee.
They got
Winger.
Will Dawkins.
Yeah, Michael Winger from the Clippers is the president or something like that. But
Bill not going there. Milwaukee dodged the bullet. Because I'm if you ask me right now, who would I rather have, Chris Middleton or Bradley Beal? I'm taking Chris Middleton.
No.
I'm sorry. So I am right now. Shit.
Chris Middleton can't even walk up the court no more. Like, nah, I'm cool. Give me
Bradley Beal can't get on the court.
It's true.
But this all started with your number 8 pick, right, AllBall?
Yes, my number 8. Yes, I have the Milwaukee Bucks point guard Damian Lillard as my number 8 best player in the East.
I got Haliburton.
Number 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't got much to say about Tyrese. I think
I love the hate.
He came up against whoever he needed to face. He beat a Milwaukee team in the first round. Who did they get in the second round? They got us. They beat us. They got us. In 7, they beat us. Yeah. And then, they ran into a juggernaut, which was the Celtics. But even then, the Pacers played well in that series. Like, they weren't, obviously they were overmatched, but they didn't show up and was like, ugh, I don't like them being here. Obviously Haliburton got hurt in that series, but he was amazing for them. Had them in the play-in championship against the Lakers. They just was playing good ball all year long. And a lot of that has to do with Haliburton. Obviously, the addition of Siakam was great for them. You know how I'm big on coaching, so I love Rick Carlisle. But yeah, Tyrese Haliburton, number 8.
Okay.
Might be a little hypocritical coming up in my list, I realize, but number 8, I got Jaylen Brown. For obvious reasons, it might seem kind of low, but he's never been in charge of a team yet. Even though, I'm thinking he's fully capable of just leading any franchise. He's capable of leading anything. You know how much respect we have for him. That might go up after this season. They all, motivated and everything like that. But I'm always a fan of players that get better every year too and show it. They're not all talk. He chirps a little bit. I forgot to send y'all a clip when Ant-Man was going crazy when that game-winning shot that Mike Conley hit against them last season around December, January flea. At the end of the game, Ant-Man's talking mad shit. Yeah, let's get out. Go home.
Go back to Boston.
And Jaylen Brown says, yeah, we're going to see you back in the crib. He's like, yes, what I'm talking about. Ant-Man going crazy. So Jaylen Brown likes that shit. Only reason why he dropped his number 8 is because he's a number 2 compared to Jayson Tatum. And from what we know, especially since Jayson Tatum, operates that offense. But I love Jaylen Brown. I can't even lie anymore, man. That dude was amazing.
Number 7,
OG.
I got a fellow New Yorker, Karl Anthony Towns. I got Cat at number 7. Yeah, I think Cat gets a bad rap. He's still top 5 best center in the NBA, even if that's by default, because we know there's not a lot of big men, but still his skill set. Of course, he's not a great defender, a great rebounder, but offensively, he's probably up there as far as got one of the best skill sets as a big man. Can step back and hit the 3, got a little light mid range, and he definitely got a post up game. So for me, a 7-footer coming to the East, that skill level, like I said, what he did in Minnesota, coming out of the Western Conference Finals, I got Cat at my number 7, best player in the East.
Like that, show some respect to our new member of the Knicks. I like that. Number 7, this guy I'm gonna have my eyes glued to this team and this guy this year. I said this guy at the end of the year would be a top 5 player in the Eastern Conference. I got Banchero, Paolo Banchero at number 7 right now. I fully believe the Magic are on to something right now, and he is the best player on that team. Just continues to take leaps in terms of his game. I'm watching him start to take care of his body. So the last 2 years, I'm starting to see that baby fat get shedded off, right? He's got that Carmelo body style, but you can always tell Melo will come in to the season in shape, and then by Thanksgiving, Christmas, he's a fat boy. I've been watching Banchero, and I could see that he's not that guy, right? He looks like he's staying in shape. And then I just love his game. One of the best young players in the league. I might be having him a little high, but I'm high on the kid. And so this is my list. And give me Paolo Banchero.
I want to ask you and Fabian something. Hold on. I want both of y'all to answer, please. Because y'all are both very high on Orlando and Banchero. And I love Banchero's game. And I also love what Orlando Magic is doing. But can we say, can the Orlando Magic be the Sacramento Kings of the East? Let me explain why. Y'all opinion right now, do y'all have De'Aaron Fox top 10 best players in the West?
I would have to sit there. I would have to sit and think about that, but he might make my list.
Okay,
the West has so many.
Flat out no.
Yeah, the West has so many players.
I'm only saying that. I'm just asking y'all if Banchero does what De'Aaron Fox does, meaning you're always in the mix, great seasons, putting up good numbers, but you can't get over the hump. So I think this year is very important for the Orlando Magic. They made a big move with KCP, and do the Orlando Magic and Banchero, do they have opportunity to be the Sacramento Kings and not get over the hump to the point where we can't really put Banchero in those lists. As for me, that's what's happening to De'Aaron Fox.
But I don't know if we're being totally fair to Sacramento or De'Aaron Fox. Like, it may seem far away or a long time ago, but it was just 2 seasons ago. They was number 2 in the West. He was the most clutch player in the league. Like, all of these things, like, that ain't too far gone. I hear what you're saying, though, because what happened was they lose in 7 games to Golden State, and then they come back the next season, and they're not better, right? They didn't add to that. So now, same thing, like OG said, Orlando lost to Cleveland in 7. So what do you guys look like coming back into this season? You got, like, I agree with you. This season's important. They have to either maintain where they were in terms of, you know, how they approach the game and, you know, how they're challenging other teams and things like that. But it would be great if they were, like Fabian is saying, make that jump to a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. He got him at number 2, right? So if they do that, you know, I think Banchero and that team is on their way.
That's a fair point, a fair comparison, because they're young and they had an identity on offensive end. The Magic got an identity on the defensive end. I don't have Banchero on my top 10 list. That's not to say that he won't make it by the end of the year, because from what Flea was saying, he's just had so much potential. But they have a lot over there, you know, Suggs and all that. They have a chance as a team to really just. They were 3rd in the NBA in defense last year. Like, they were so crazy. So I don't have Banchero on my list. And then you have Franz Wagner there, who, like I said, like, they share a lot of duties in terms of running that team and leading the team. And they got to break out. They're going through their own little Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown thing.
Don't even do that.
Yeah,
don't
listen.
No.
See,
Banchero, that's his team. That's his team Monday through Sunday. No, Fabian. No.
It's not even close.
No.
That's Banchero all the way.
No.
Okay, we say that, but there's again, when you watch them play, the offense is different with Franz on there, and he can't even shoot yet. The way his little hand, that pull, like, you know, that old man game that Franz Wagner got, I love it. Not to say if Banchero doesn't have a chance. He has way more talent than Franz Wagner. He's one of the most talented, naturally talented dudes in the league. He reminds me of Melo somewhat. That's why when you brought him up, that his game, his shoulders, the way he posts up, he just resembles him.
Now, that's a lot to put on that kid's shoulders. Melo is one of the best scorers we've ever seen.
Right.
By Melo the numbers and by the eye test. So that's a lot. But
Melo knew who he was.
Yeah.
Coming into the league. And that's the thing. And that's why I have a number 7, the guy on a team that beat Banchero, I got Donovan Mitchell. Because Donovan Mitchell knows exactly who he is. Kind of contradicting myself because he's the number 1 on the team right now. But I got to give him his props because he didn't show up against us. But last year, if it wasn't for him, they don't beat the Magic. And he just right now, there's something to, like when Shaq was raw talent, they still made it to the championship 2nd year in the league. Certain players can't do that as raw talent. Donovan Mitchell is no longer just raw talent. He's skilled. He knows exactly where he wants to go. You can't stop him from going where he wants to go for the most part. And Banchero's not quite there yet for me, like a player like that. But Donovan Mitchell, man, even though he is a number 1 in the squad, he's tough, man. That's why I got him over Jaylen Brown, because he has those responsibilities, and he's taking them on.
Wow. Now, this how I know we all just brothers, man. Number 6, I got Donovan Mitchell at my number 6. Me and Fleet argue with Fabian how many times. I think Donovan Mitchell gets a very bad rap. I think he's one of the best 2 guards in the NBA. His numbers is similar to all the great players in the league. Let's not forget this man is what averages 27, 28.
All of that. He
All-Star. Right. All-Star. Saying, look, Banchero didn't make mine. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because, like I said, there's going to be a lot of great players that don't make some of our lists.
He didn't make my list, right? He did
it. Donovan Mitchell, season in,
playoff
season
team?
out.
Bro, he didn't make my list. I'm being honest. He didn't. And if I had to replace him with somebody, it would probably be Jimmy Butler or Banchero. But he didn't make my list. But go ahead,
hold on. No, boy, that's not nasty. Jimmy Butler over Donovan Mitchell? That's not nasty.
Why?
That's his list.
Why is it?
That's nasty.
Why?
Your man wasn't even in. He was out there wearing wigs and stuff, man. We were talking. The general manager called him out. His general manager. They gave ain't no hesitation giving him 250. Jimmy Butler's currently on the stands for that.
There's a reason why the general manager hasn't decided to trade this young man. There's a reason why.
Trade who?
Jimmy Butler.
He's on the chopping block. What you talking about?
I mean, now, but guess what? Like I said, the last 5 seasons, how many teams have made it to the finals back-to-back more than once? How many?
It feels like a long time ago.
That's fine. Listen, COVID has made shit feel like 10 years, but it is what it is. Last 5 years, Miami Heat been there in the mix a couple different times because of Jimmy Butler.
I don't know. We sprinkling in that coffee is what I'm saying. Go ahead, AllBall. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Number 6, best player in the East. I got Donovan Mitchell. Like I said, man, you know, he plays every time, whatever team he plays for, whether it's Utah or Cleveland, great records. They are in the playoffs, and they are a legit, not a threat to be champions, but these guys are getting to the second round, and it's solely because of Donovan Mitchell. I agree totally, Fabian. He has a skill set. The guy's talented. Listen, man, he can put the ball in the bucket with the best of them. Simple and plain. So for me, I think he gets a bad rap for whatever reason. There's so many point guards, true guards, combo guards. These guys are all the same height, same size. And, you know, he gets caught up in that mix and sometimes gets left out. But for me, I think Donovan Mitchell, you know, he's a dog, man. And I think he's an A+ guy. And that's his team. I got Donovan Mitchell, number 6, best player in the East.
Real quick, Fleet. Two seasons ago, Donovan Mitchell was 6th in the MVP voting, 2nd in the All-NBA. It was an All-Star, and 6th in what's CPOY again? Is that the clutch player?
Clutch player.
And that's when he played 68 games. So he's played 67 and 68 games, and then 55 games, and then 53 before that. So he can be injury riddled. He played 77 and 79 games his first 2 seasons in the league. There's a lot to him, man. Donovan Mitchell just when he played, even so,
is he a winning player?
Yeah.
Why?
55 games, they still made it to the playoffs, and they still got past the Orlando Magic, and you're not really even in sync with your point guard. Like they're not really in tune.
How many years he been in the league?
7. 2, 3. Yep, 7. They had a top rated team over there with Utah.
I always talk about his time in Utah, about how he led them to the playoffs every year since he was a rookie. I always talk about that. But now I'm looking at it like I can't pat him on the back for always being just keeping the team relevant. Now you got to make some noise in the playoffs. Now you got to take a team on a deep run because you are a number 1 guy. So that's why I asked y'all, is he a winner? Because we got a lot of teams, we got a lot of guys that could win regular season games, win 50+ games.
Right.
But what you doing?
But Flea, hold on. Let's not forget, we've had this discussion before. He played in the East. He played in the West. West was tough. Now he's in the East. He has Cleveland relevant. Like I said, his point guard is missing in action. You know, his Kevin Garnett, you know, injured. And they still beat an Orlando team that has so much promise. Like, listen, bro, the young man is a bowler. When you actually see a winner, of course, not championship, but I think he's a winner because wherever he goes, they win basketball games. They won the 5 seeding, maybe 6, and they get into the second round.
I guess my point is with him is there's a cap right now, and he can't get through that cap. We were talking about that's nasty with Jimmy Butler. I've seen Jimmy Butler lead teams to the promised land. Did he win in the NBA Finals? No, but he had an opportunity to be there. What I'm asking is, can Donovan Mitchell do that? Is there anything about his game that says he can go over the cap and take his team on a deep playoff run? He hasn't shown me that yet, so I'm penalizing him right now.
And you're putting a lot of stock in Jimmy Butler's history, right? Like you're saying he got that in him and he could do it again, is what you're saying, right? Because for me, we make this list is history, what you've done, what we presently think you are, and what we think you got left in the tank. There has to be a combination of that. So for you put a lot of stock in Jimmy Butler still got some fountain of youth in him. He's 35, I think. With Donovan Mitchell, I gotta concede that to you. Where is the playoff? I know he played at a good series against the Clippers, I think it was. but I don't remember the legendary Donovan Mitchell playoffs. Jimmy Butler has a bunch of those.
That series in the bubble when him and Jamal Murray were going at it, they had a couple 50-point games, or maybe that 50 point, he had 50, Donovan had 50. I mean, I remember that moment, but I don't remember the moment where we all get in the group chat and we like, yo, was y'all watching that? This dude was, so that's why I'm penalizing him. Great play.
I might have to take back your little nasty award, but I'll allow the Jimmy Butler thing. All right, no problem. I'm sorry.
I gotta go, right? Number 6.
Number 6.
Yes, I got number 6.
Yeah, I got Tyrese Maxey. Give me Tyrese Maxey at number 6. Most improved player last season, 26 a night. Has to rely on a guy that unfortunately does not do well with his health. And I was able to watch him have the team in his hands and see what he does. And he kept that team relevant for almost a 40-game stretch. That's a lot to do at that position, being a second or third year guy, right? So I'm rewarding Tyrese Maxey right now on the jump that he made from being just a guy. Because I remember OG. Like, okay, Maxey's good. He's okay. But after that playoff run last year, I remember you. You was like, yeah, Maxey, yeah,
he tough.
Yeah, Maxey tough, right? So, at some points we were going back and forth. Did he outplay Jalen Brunson? Right? There was conversation about that on certain games during that series. So, he just put a magnificent season together last year. I think he's gonna grow even more. I think he's gonna get even more open opportunities with the way Philly looks right now. The addition of Paul George. Maxey, again, all-star level season this year, I expect from him. May be a borderline all-NBA player, but I got Tyrese Maxey at number 6.
That goes back to the Donovan Mitchell thing. Now that you saying that, and I slipped up the other day and I said I'm not scared of Tyrese Maxey. Like I said, I'm open to changing my list because there is a fear factor to Tyrese Maxey. I'm not fearful of Donovan Mitchell. You're going to go off, you do your numbers, but what he did last year, Maxey that shot that he hit from the top of the key and said, nah, give me that.
Tough.
There's a lot of, how can I say, like he seems like a nice guy, but very mean on the court. Maxey got a fear factor to him, man. I'm not scared of Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, go get your 50 if you want to. It's a lot harder for you to get to 50. And Maxey's 50 feels like it drains the crowd. Like, oh, if he's in the Garden, oh my God. Mitchell ain't had that, but he had 60 on us, I think.
Do y'all remember when Donovan Mitchell had 70 last year or 2 years ago? Like, is that
the Mets won the Grand Slam?
Oh, I didn't see it.
I'm sorry.
Was that memorable? I'm just asking. That's 71. Y'all remember who he played against? Where he was at? What? I don't know who he played against. I don't remember. And it's no slight against him, but it just goes. I'm just making Fabian's point. Fabian was like, he doesn't scare me. And I think that is beautifully put. He doesn't scare me at all. A nigga that could go get 70 OG doesn't scare us? Nah. What does that mean?
I get what y'all saying, but at the end of the day, 70 is 70. I'm not poo-pooing 70. I remember that game. That game was crazy. But like I said, y'all all make great points. But for me, I just think Donovan Mitchell, each season he proves that he can get with the best of them. So when we talk about the Ja Morants and the Lukas and the Kyries and the Dames and the Brunsons and all the great guys, listen, man, he put them numbers up just like them. So whether, I don't want to argue whether he's better than them or just as good as them, but I'm just saying there's times on the floor where you have to pay attention to him because he can take over a game and give you 50, 60, or 70. So, yeah.
Who you got at 6, Fabian?
Might surprise you guys here with this one. At number 6, I have Bam Adebayo.
Ooh, 6? Wow. I got to hear this.
Dom always tells me I'm biased to the bigger players, especially if they play defense. They were top 5 in the league last year in defense. Top 5?
That I didn't know. If that is true, that says a
that
lot about that. That says a lot about that dude.
That's crazy.
I know Boston, Minnesota.
Wow.
And somebody else was at in Boston, Minnesota. Who's top 3? I forget, but those two teams was high. I wouldn't expect Miami to be top 5.
Yeah,
I might have the wrong. I think I have defensive efficiency. Yeah, I don't know what this is then. But I mean, it says Minnesota, Orlando, Boston.
Orlando, there we go. Orlando.
Right, and then you have Oklahoma City and Miami.
Right.
So and Cleveland's right under that. But that has to do, like with the big guys. And Cleveland's been top 5 perennial since Mobley got to the league.
For years.
Yeah, Moody Allen over there. So that's not, that's understandable.
That's why I'm saying I'm scared of Miami because the rookie kid looks kind of doofy. Khalil Ware.
But, yeah.
Spoelstra didn't play him any starting minutes yet. Anything against the starters. He looked all right. But to have a shot blocker alongside Bam, I don't remember him having that. Top 5 in the league. He does so much. And I had to pay more attention to him. By the way, top 3 dirty players in the league is him, Embiid, and whatchamacallit, and Draymond Green. Bam Adebayo, top 3 dirtiest players in the NBA. I like him. He seems like a nice guy. Dwayne Wade was a nice guy too. Dirty mother lover. Bam Adebayo. I gotta respect it.
Wade is a dirty player.
Dwayne Wade was most certainly a dirty mother lover, kicking people in the nuts, breaking Kobe's nose. Gotta respect it.
I'll call you later. I'm not doing this right here. I'll call you later. Like, what?
Bam learned from the best. Let's just put it that way. He's in Miami. He learned from the best.
Yo, OG, before you give us before we get to the top 5 real quick, I got a random question for you.
Okay.
The last time Pat Riley coached a full season, what do you think his record was as a coach for a full season? So in 2006, he took over for Van Gundy and they won that chip, him, D Wade, Shaq and them.
Right.
And then he stayed 2 more years after that. His last season with Miami, what do you think his record was?
I'm gonna say 40 and 42.
Wow, Fabian said the same kind of thing. He said about 500. Oh boy, they was 15 and 67.
Lord have mercy. I said 40.
50, and I'm only saying that because I was on y'all the other day about how great Riley is, and Spo, and some of this needs to go on Spo. But let me go back and see the last time Riley was coaching. What did he do? Won 15 games.
There's no explanation. I don't care how bad your team is. You win in less than 20 games.
Yo, 15 games, OG?
That's nasty.
I was blown away. I was like,
wow.
wait,
wow.
What?
Wow.
Let's get back to it. I'm sorry, y'all, but that was crazy to me. Flea facts, y'all. Flea facts.
I may have been wrong about the Miami Heat. What the hell's going on here? No, this is wrong. All right, I gotta look for it.
That's right, Michael James.
Yeah, Miami was top 5. Right behind Oklahoma City, 111.5. Oklahoma City was 111. Yeah, Pat Riley. You suck. You're old. Are we on? That all started because I said Bam, right? You going 5 now.
Yeah, you got Ben. Yeah, you got Ben at this. Top
6.
5.
Top 5. Let's get to it, y'all.
Top 5. Top 5. Dylon.
My number 5 best player in the Eastern Conference, Jaylen Brown. Listen, man, what he did all season, he proved us all wrong. We laughed at his left hand. I was the one that was very adamant saying they should break those 2 up. I was dead wrong. At this point, and this may sound far-fetched, but I really feel like this. I don't know who's the better player. I know who's the better talent. I know who may have the better skill set, but I don't know who's the better player. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown stepped his game up. MVP in the Eastern Conference, and then Finals MVP in the Finals. When you do that, you have to be in the top 5. So number 5, Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics.
I like it. I like that placement. Top 5. My number 5. It's my point guard, Jalen Brunson. Got Jalen Brunson at 5.
Got him in the top 5. I'm cool with that.
I got
I got him higher, but I love you for that.
I know where you have him. I know where you have him. I wanted to cuss you. I know where you have him. Well, whatever. We'll get to that when we get to it. But Jalen Brunson, number 5 for me. I think we've sang Jalen Brunson's praises for an entire 365 days at this point. He is the catalyst to what we look like right now. To go down so many intricate guys last season and to be able to put us in a position where we won 50 games is amazing. All he does is just up his level in terms of offensive output. His leadership is next to none. I just love his demeanor and how he approaches the game of basketball. I just heard him say, Monica McNutt just asked him, what are you excited about for this season? And he says, the journey. Like just starting over from scratch, 0-0, and trying to get back to where we was last year. I love that type of attitude. So big stuff for our New York Knicks. I know we'll do Knicks rehab tomorrow, but Jalen Brunson, number 5 player in the Eastern Conference.
Well, number 5, I gotta go with a leader of his team. Y'all mentioned him already. And I'm biased. I got Tyrese Haliburton in the number 5 spot from the Indiana Pacers.
I could have bet you was gonna do that.
That's his guy. I didn't know he was gonna be that high. Wow.
Yeah, I could have bet he was gonna do that, but
I don't see, even with Jaylen Brown, who else do we mention so far? Even with the Donovan Mitchells of the world, you can't tell me Tyrese is more talented than Donovan Mitchell. I don't know what Donovan Mitchell could do on the Pacers. This guy pushes the pace. I'm just always a big fan of point guards that push the pace like that. So, court vision is crazy. And when he got hurt, they didn't take a total downfall, so that's a knock against him in terms of his value. But I think they take on his personality.
I ain't never heard that one. That's funny. I never heard that one.
I've heard it on the Twitter sphere.
Big shout out. What that say?
Beaming boy.
Big shout out, Beaming boy. Haliburton. Yes.
I've never heard that one. That's funny.
I hate Haliburton, but go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry.
I've grown to hate him even more. He's annoying. His voice cracks, and him and Kat have the worst voice cracks in the NBA. I don't know why they talk like that. These are grown men who went through puberty 20 years ago, and they still just have a high pitched voice somehow, and they have a deep voice all of a sudden. But I can't avoid the fact that he plays a villain. He's a sneaky Brooklyn ninja, but he makes everybody better.
He's a front runner. He wears loafers with white socks. I don't like those type of niggas. You wear loafers with white socks, I don't trust you. I don't like you. YG, Haliburton, all these niggas that do white socks and loafers, black loafers, nah. I don't trust them.
Please, stupid, man.
You might as well wear. He needs to not wear his socks anymore with the loafers. You gotta chill with that. But on the court, I don't think he's a front runner on the court. I don't think he doesn't play depending on whatever it is.
Wear that Reggie hoodie in the tunnel. Don't wear that Reggie hoodie out the tunnel.
I think he's smart enough. I think he knows he's limited with his light skin capacity, and he should not do that and come and terrorize us in New York. He saw what happened to Trae Young, but now he's the number 1 villain in New York anyway. And I gotta respect that too. No matter where he wore it, he's coming to the Garden with booing him. He's taking on the Reggie Miller role. Also, let's not forget that he wore the Reggie Miller shirt. So that means they beat us, and he knows when he come back to the Garden, he's putting a target on his back. Nah, I've been saying this since he was on Sacramento. He's better than De'Aaron Fox, and they mess up that trade, and he's doing nothing but proving me right.
Ray, let me ask you a question. If there's something that you would like to see Haliburton get better at coming into the season, what would that be?
Defensively, he gotta slide better because he's weak.
And I was hoping you went there. Do you feel like coming into the season he's a little stronger? Have you seen him yet? I don't know if I've seen him yet. I
haven't watched the Pacers. Oh, I did watch the Pacers because I was looking for, I forgot who they played. But I just think he's gonna be like, I can tell that he's not making the passes that he wants to make, but that he sees because he's weak. That's the only way I could explain to him. Do some push-ups to complete, like he can't even throw the passes at the speed that he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the court vision.
The base, what I was saying about Chet is what I'm hoping Haliburton worked on. Like his lower body becoming stronger, your base, your legs. Like look, if I look at you and I tell when you go up and come and hit the ground, oh shit, that nigga's strong. He's not like, you know, flimsy. If he hits the ground, his leg is his femur. I mean, is that the word, femur? What's that shin? If the shin is your femur, like you drop and you break that. Accidents happen, but you could look at these athletes and tell like they're strong. I don't never get I don't never get the impression that Haliburton is strong physically. I would hope that he had worked on that physicality and just being, you know, a stronger guy. He don't got to get bigger, but just
he might have to, because if he can finish. I mean, Steve Nash wasn't that strong, but he was crafty enough to finish. Yeah. So that's the guy who you compared him to first. I don't know anybody else do it before you. You got to be able to finish like Steve Nash, bro. If you want to even be compared to him any longer. All ball.
Who you got at number 4, OG?
Just so y'all know, my nickness prevents me from talking about guys, certain teams, and certain players for more
he ain't say one word about Hallie.
Fucking Haliburton. Number 4. This hurts my heart. Got to give another Boston Celtic some props. Number 4, I got Jayson Tatum. I only have him there because I'm going to say this. Jayson Tatum scares me to the point where his skills, him personally, his personality, he fades away from me. I don't look at him like how everybody else looks at him. 6'9", you know, has the skill set to do everything. Not aggressive enough for me. But, you know, he won a championship. He's definitely, you know, as far as skill set and talent-wise, you know, he can do it all. But Jayson Tatum, I think this year, even though he won a championship last year, to me, this is his most important year. If he doesn't prove to be at least top 5 best players in the NBA, I think he's going to miss his ship as going down as one of the greats. I think he needs to start attempting to try to average 30. Yeah. Think about it. Nobody cares about him winning the chip. He didn't even get Finals MVP. So for me, I got Jayson Tatum at 4, but it's almost by default because I'm going to be honest. I don't look forward to watching the Boston Celtics, not because I'm a Boston hater, because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. Jayson Tatum does nothing for me. I'm sorry. So, but that being said, won a championship. Come on, they won what, 69? How many games they won? 66 or something crazy like that?
64.
Right. So I got Jayson Tatum as my number 4 best player in the East.
I'm gonna speak my piece when I get to Tatum on my list, but my number 4 guy is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, like OG said, I got to piggyback on that. He proved me, you, Fabian, he proved everybody in the basketball world wrong in terms of just taking his game to another level, right? We've had the privilege of literally watching Jaylen Brown progress and evolve into a top 10 player in the game, right? Like as a rookie, this dude averaged 6.5 points a game. He didn't average over 20 points a game till his 4th year, right? So we was able to like watch him put it together. And now he's put it all together. He could put the ball on the floor. He could shoot the 3. He could shoot the mid-range. He could take you one-on-one. His isolation game is next to none. He gets to the free throw line. I like how he gets to the line, right? He knows that if shots are not falling, let me get to the line, see a couple go through the basket, gets me going, right? You ain't got to ask him to defend because you could put him on 3 through 5, right? You could put him out there and say, yo, go get a stop. Not defend Embiid for 48 minutes, but go get a stop is what I'm saying. So just everything about Jaylen Brown, man. I love his game. I love, you know, how he did let his game do the talking. Eastern Conference MVP, Finals MVP. They finally win a championship. My OG said last year this time, you got to break them niggas up. It's not going to work. And they went out there and showed and proved. So Jaylen Brown number 4 for me.
I got Jayson Tatum number 4. I think he's, I mean, everything y'all said, but he just, to be able to, he clearly has a great team because he didn't have a great championship. He wasn't great. He shot really bad, and it carried over in the Olympics. And supposedly he's fixing that. The hitch, got a hitch, like he's a car. He got a hitch in his shot. He fixed that, I guess. I don't know, but he can get to many places on the court. The one thing that I can't stand about him is that it ain't even just settling for shots. It's getting around the picks. Just he lacks the aggression, and if that's all he's missing, it's like, nah, he's crazy. 6'9", 6'10". What he did to Kevin Durant 2 years ago when the Brooklyn series was insane. We haven't yet seen that defense yet. We seen more Jaylen Brown, 94 feet. I got this guy from the inbounds pass, and Tatum has to kind of settle in. But without him, that Boston offense, I don't care if we got Jaylen Brown or whoever, he's the guy that makes that offense. He's like a point guard scheming through the paint and kicking it out, like James Harden in Houston. That's exactly what Jayson Tatum is doing. Now that I think about it, the drive and kick game, all finals long, embarrassed the Mavericks like that. That was embarrassing what they did. They were Jayson Tatum, the best player, didn't even have a good to great finals, and y'all got spanked. Mm-hmm. All because he just wanted to do he did what he wanted to do. So I got him, and he's the number 1 on the team. Like, even though Jaylen Brown, people trying to make the argument for it, he has earned the argument for it. But we still got to give Jayson Tatum his props, especially after yamming it like that on LeBron his rookie year. That was crazy. Ever since then, he's been doing his thing. Top.
We got 3, y'all.
3.
What we got, OG? What we got?
Here we go. This is where it gets tricky. My number 3 best player in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You did that. You smoked that last name. You did that. You did that just now.
I was practicing.
You did that just now. If I could jap you up right now, you did that shit just now, OG.
Hold on. Big shout out. The narcissist. Look, the narcissist.
Go cook. Cook, OG. You wilding right now. Go ahead.
The narcissist got a $5 million contract. Big shout out to him and his agent. Listen.
Where?
Lord have mercy. I don't even know. I just seen it. Once I seen $5 million, I didn't even care what.
You went Fred Sanford? Oh.
Yeah.
Take me down. Take me down.
Listen, the Antetokounmpo, man. When we start talking about families that's running this joint, but nevertheless, big shout out to them. All jokes. I have Giannis as my number 3. I'm not a big fan of Giannis. Y'all know how I feel sometimes. But his numbers is out of control. His impact on the floor when he's playing, offensively and defensively, I'm going to be honest. He could easily be the best player in the East if he can stay healthy. So for me, I'm not going to spend too much time. We tend to forget, a couple years ago, Giannis won a championship, got Defensive Player of the Year. I think he has 2 MVPs now, if I'm not mistaken.
Back.
Listen, the numbers he put up is ridiculous. So for me, my number 3, I got the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, as the number 3 best player in the East.
Like that. Number 3, I'm gonna roll with Jayson Tatum. You mentioned something when you ended with your soliloquy on Jayson Tatum, Fabian. You said it goes back to when he dunked on LeBron his rookie year. And I think that's what it is with Tatum. As soon as he hit the ground running in the NBA, he was in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I feel like as we watched him throughout the career, all he's done is deep playoff runs, in the playoffs. So there's this expectation of Jayson Tatum to, at 26, 27, 28, be a great player. Better than everybody in the league. Does he have the ability to be the best player in the league? I think so. He has everything in his toolbox to be the best player in the league. I think it goes back to the aggression, right? I think he settles a lot. He lets his defenders off the hook. He can own his matchup every night. but for some reason he settles for sidestep jump shots and fall away threes and tween pull up threes from the corner. Like I need to start seeing you get your first five. Your first 5 attempts need to be in the paint. Your first 5 attempts either need to be in the paint or you need to be at the line. We know you can shoot. But let whoever is guarding you on that opposing team, you're not off the hook tonight, baby. You're gonna have to defend. I'm not gonna let you off the hook and let you stand out here and stand in front of me while I dance with the ball and not make you play defense. No. So that's why I feel like he could take the next step. But in terms of everything else, his offensive toolbox and who he is as a defender, I don't think is talked about enough. I know I said something about Jaylen Brown, but Jayson Tatum, I feel like could be a first team all defender in this league if he said, yo, that's what I want to be. So Tatum, number 3 player in the Eastern Conference for me.
Why with all that being said, what's stopping Brown from being their best player then?
Because I don't think Brown, I don't think if you put, let me say it like this. If you put Brown on another team and he had to be the best player on that team, I don't think that they have the capabilities of winning the championship. If you put Jayson Tatum as the best player on your team, I do think they have the capabilities of winning the championship. I don't think Jaylen Brown could be your sole best player and win a championship. They don't win without Tatum last year. It doesn't happen. If we want to say Brown is the best player last year, but he doesn't do that without Tatum.
You got a better chance of Jayson Tatum being your best player to win the championship than Jaylen Brown. It's easier to build around Tatum.
Right.
Okay. My number 3.
What you got, Fabian?
Gonna disappoint the crowd. Jalen Brunson.
We got him, OG. We got him.
I'm not feeling none of y'all when it come to my Jalen Brunson guy. I'm just letting both y'all know now. I will be in the group chat DMing both of y'all assholes. I respect y'all both got him in the top 5, but it should be higher. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, OG.
Number 6 in MVP voting last year, right? He wasn't top 5. Just everything he did,
which is ridiculous.
Well, Giannis is around, man. Giannis is he's gonna steal votes. He's top 5 MVP. Oh wow. I'm sorry. Over Jayson Tatum.
He didn't get any first place votes. First place votes is what matters. Y'all,
he got more points than your man Jayson Tatum, and that's why he's above him on my list. Jayson Tatum, there is no lack of aggression with Jalen Brunson. Let's get this straight. That post game, he's attempting to put pressure on the defense at all times. I don't remember Jayson Tatum breaking records, tying Michael Jordan records in the playoffs. He lifted his game up in the playoffs back-to-back years when he was doubted. The Donovan Mitchell comparisons, that's dead. They don't talk about that anymore. And Donovan Mitchell just won he was top 6 MVP votes the 2 years prior. But I don't think any one of us will want Donovan Mitchell ahead of Jalen Brunson. And the Jayson Tatum Brunson argument is only there because Brunson is so nonstop. He's just, we talked about it last year. We watch him all year. The way he, started kicking out of double teams, getting chased down. The Philadelphia blocked the left side of the court, so he couldn't dribble there no more. So he started taking over on the right side of the court. He was amazing, man. He was struggling against Philly that game 2 at the guard, and he still hit the game tying shot for them to go on the inbounds, and they fumbled it, and they got it back, and DiVincenzo hit the 3 to win the game. He still has to work on his crunch time minutes. Clutch shots, I should say. I don't care what those numbers say, y'all. You guys, we watch the game. He struggles. But just to be Jayson Tatum's the lead dog on the Celtics. Brunson is the lead dog on the New York Knicks. And that, to me, is way harder. The guys follow, they galvanize around him. They got rid of Randall's ass because of him. You got to go. You can't get in line, then you can get out of here. We'll bring somebody that will fall in line like a cat.
I got to see this shit. Things are different. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But things are very, very different And how Jaylen Brown, Jayson, all these dudes, how Jalen Brunson is going to get to it this year is going to be very challenging. I have a lot of faith in that young man, but I'm going to tell you, there's tape out on him now. This is NBA level coaching. This is NBA level athletes. Like I said, this is an important year for our guy, Jalen Brunson. Put the third year together and solidify yourself as one of these guys in the NBA. Because I tell you now, you two niggas better be honest if that doesn't happen this year. If that doesn't happen this year, you two niggas better be honest. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get this clear, AllBall. This is his third different starting lineup in 3 seasons.
Lord have mercy. So what? So what?
That's what the greats do. In the face of the fleet facts and the this, that, and the third all the doubt, he's in here for the win.
Do it again. Make me the real. I love him. I love him.
How?
But I'm not gonna be starstruck and googly eyed like my brothers. Do it again, and
let's finish the list.
I'll have a jersey hung up.
Yeah. Let's finish the list. You said you got Brunson at number 3, right?
I got him at 5.
Okay. Let's finish the list because I got number 2. Number 2. I gotta go with another out. But Lord have mercy, he's a force to be reckoned with. Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers, the number 2 best player in the NBA. Listen, man, he's probably between him and Joker, best big man in the league. We know, the Joker, any given moment, those 2 guys can be the best players in the league. What Embiid showed last season, not being healthy, was ridiculous. So for him to be this good, never be in shape, always running out of gas, it can still carry a team to the playoffs, win MVPs, and put up phenomenal numbers. I got to be honest. My number 2 best player in the East is the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, former MVP.
Mama Fabian in the building. You see her.
Mom.
You see her.
Mom.
Number 2, I got Giannis. I got Giannis in my second spot. Second best player in the Eastern Conference. I think we talked ad nauseum in terms of what Giannis is as a ball player, right? He's going to get you 25 to 30 a night. He's going to get you 15 to 18 rebounds a night. He's going to be super efficient from the field. He ain't going to do what he can't do, right? We would love for him to be a jump shooter. We would love for him to be a elite ball handler. But what he does, he's the best at what he does, right? And then not only his motor is rivaling Russell Westbrook's, right? When we look at those 2 guys, we know that nigga's going to play hard tonight. And he's going to play hard tonight from the time the ball is tipped off at the beginning of the game until the clock is at 0-0-0. Like, you're going to get everything you need from him. I go back and forth with Fabian about who Giannis is as a defender. He would like him to be a better, because obviously he feels like he's athletic enough to fly around and do those type of things. I think Giannis is an underrated a rim protector, right? I think he's motivated and put Brook Lopez in a position to be one of the best defenders in the league. When Brook Lopez was in Brooklyn, he was not considered one of the better defenders in the league. That's just not what he was. He was a scorer. Brook Lopez is the all-time leading scorer for the Nets organization. That's insane to me. That's wild. Really? Brook Lopez? That's insane to me.
That's a bum-ass team, man.
but he's the leading scorer all time. All time.
That's so crazy.
What I'm saying is,
the Brooklyn Nets should be ashamed of themselves, man. I'm sorry.
Giannis has helped, light the fire under him to be better defensively. There's so many performances that I can, harken back to with Giannis, but that 50-point game in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, that 16 for 16, 17 for 17, whatever it was from the free throw line, when people said you couldn't shoot free throws. Right now, what's happening, and we got to keep it real, y'all. Giannis is going into what, year 10, 11? He's getting older. It just is what it is. He's getting older. So little knick-knack injuries are starting to pile up on dude. But, you know, when he's healthy and ready to rock and roll, I think he's second best player in the Eastern Conference.
I got him on number 2 as well. And like you said, even though he's 29, he's turning 30 this year. This is the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times he's played 70 or more games in his career, including last year where he finished 4th in the MVP. I don't know how he's 12th in the clutch points. I was making fun of him for trying to go visit Akeem Olajuwon. I thought it was dumb, but I called Flea as soon as I seen him around December, and his footwork from like around the dunker spot closer to the rim is amazing. He finishes. Shut up, ball. He finishes.
That shit ain't keep him healthy.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a good point because he plays 100 miles an hour sometimes, like you said, with the
Come on, man. Yeah. Like Gilbert said, big shout out Gilbert Arenas. Paying this nigga $50,000 and I can't even play the playoffs. Get out of here with that shit, man. I'm sorry, go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry.
But his footwork did improve, even though OG locked his ass up when we played them. But I liked him around the rim a lot more. As far as defense, Flea, I think the general managers just voted him as the most versatile defender in the league this season.
I wasn't gonna bring that up at all, but I saw that.
Number 2 is OG, which is, you know, I don't think he guards like OG. That's the part to me that's like, so those are your 2 most versatile players. He does a lot. I started watching more tape on him. He does a lot of what Derek White does, where Derek White will let you think you have a layup, let you think you beat him, and then block you. There's a lot of like rim protection to Derek White for his size at his position, and Giannis does have a lot of rim protection. He's very good at that. I just, for a couple years now, kept it quiet. Like, how great is he defensively? Because I don't know. He doesn't stay in front of players the way I want him to. Maybe I'm biased or whatever the hell I think defense is. But and then with Drew Holiday leaving, what the hell happened to them? They were bottom half of the league in defense.
It changed, but
I just don't see where you got 2 7-footers. You know, how do you drop off in defense like that?
Because Middleton falls off the map. That's one. Middleton completely falls off the map. In 2021, when they were this juggernaut on defense, Middleton was great defensively. Not your lockdown defender, but he was no cone. You were not blowing by. Bro, his knees are done. He can't guard anybody now. And then Dame doesn't commit to the defensive end. Not saying he can't guard, but Dame doesn't commit to saying, tonight, Jalen Brunson, you not going for 30 tonight. I'm going to still get 30, but you not going for 30.
But Flea also, you know, just real quick, Brook Lopez fell off dramatically on defense as well. He just fell in love with the 3-point shot to where, remember, his main focus at one time was defense. And now, like, I'm being honest, him as a defender, I don't know what happened to Brook Lopez. So,
I think he was hurt last year.
But aside from Wemby, he was the guy that led the league in blocks. Like, he still was, you know, was halfway decent on defense. I fully agree with you, though. He's a jump shooting big that was more acceptable when he was locking down on defense. But if you're not going to defend it, all you're going to do is shoot threes. No calling Towns.
Also, my pushback with that is I don't see the Lakers surrounded by great defenders, and I don't doubt Anthony Davis's, you know, defensive prowess. You know what I'm saying? I just
generational guy on the defensive end.
But the way different, right? Different. So maybe it's me being biased to recognizing that Anthony Davis is, oh yeah, that's great. Dude, that's great. Wemby, okay, that's easy to see. That's great. With Giannis, it's like, okay, I'm letting you go by me, and I'm going to block the shot to the basket so much so that you're thinking about that to drive, and that's part of your defense now too. But I don't think that that's fundamentally sound, great defense. Anthony Davis plays fundamentally sound, great defense. All defensive first team he made last year. I don't think Giannis on the same level as Anthony Davis and hasn't been for years. So again, I'm open to being wrong because the way you get so surprised when I go, that shit is overrated, bro. Right? And see the general managers vote that shit. I'm just like, all right, I must be missing something. Like, y'all need to show me.
we need to do a deep dive on some of these defensive player of the year because you seem to have a problem with him. You have a problem with Marcus Smart. You got a problem with Jaren Jackson Jr. You got a problem with a lot of niggas that won defensive player of the year. I want to address that.
Jaren Jackson is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he just fouls out too much. But he's crazy.
He's not disciplined.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't be fouling out like that.
Yeah.
Just like Carl Anthony Towns be fouling out too. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry, AllBall.
We got the number one best player in the Eastern Conference. Y'all know where I'm going.
The Selly.
Yeah, I'm biased, but let me break it down real quick. Jalen Brunson last season was the best player in the Eastern Conference. There was a stretch where he might have been the best player in the playoffs. What he did last season with all the injuries, with the trades, playing in New York City, when was the last time we seen that? He went from averaging 27, 28 to averaging 35 in the playoffs. He put a whole city on his back. He gave the city hope of winning the championship one day. We haven't had that since Patrick Ewing and them. No disrespect to Melo, great player. Melo didn't give us hope that we win a championship. Jalen Brunson is the best player in the Eastern Conference. Nobody in the East did what he did and had to deal with what he had to deal with from, like you said, how many different lineups, how many trades happened, how many guys was injured. Look at the small lineup he had to deal with. Everybody was hurt, from OG to Mitchell Robinson to Julius Randle. Then you get rid of RJ Barrett quickly, Obi Toppin. His starting five was him, Hart, DiVincenzo, Precious Ochoa, and sometimes Deuce McBride. And we was in a game 7 in the second round against the Pacers. And if he doesn't hurt his wrist, we will be in the Eastern Conference Finals playing against the Boston Celtics. Jalen Brunson was the best player in the Eastern Conference last season. And that's who I'm going with this season. Jalen Brunson.
I ain't mad at it.
Real quick, Fleet. Jalen Brunson, when he was with Dallas 3 seasons ago, he averaged 16 points per game. That jumped up to 28 points per game. Damn near 29 last year.
Mm-hmm.
His free throws is pretty much the same. He shot 50% when he was with Dallas. He shot 48% last year for us. The fact that he's jumped to 40%
from three,
maintain that. In New York so far, he's around 41% for his career.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting 84% from the free throw line, almost a steal a game. They're 6 or 6.5. We expect that to go up this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he 8, 9 assists this year, right?
I expect his points per game to come down a little bit, his assists to go up. I fully expect that. I don't think we're not going to need Brunson to go get 30 every night with the team that we have. I don't think, but
that's why after his first season with us, I was like, Trae Young is not better than him. Just like we're just watching him day in, day out, and was like, Trae Young can't do this. He's scoring 24 a game and shooting 40% from 3. Trae Young can't do that. We've seen him try.
Oh, yeah. One more point. At one time, all we talked about was when you brought up top point guards in the NBA, top 5, we brought up Trae Young. Jalen Brunson made you forget Trae Young even exists, especially in the East. Trae Young who? Mm-hmm. You don't even know who you are no more. It's the new sheriff in town.
Fact. It's a fact.
And again, going back to Giannis, I'm sorry, Flea, my number 2 pick, your number 2 pick, Flea. Giannis and them fell off. They were top 3, top 4 in the Eastern Conference all year long. Jalen Brunson had every reason to not be a top 2 pick. Just like Giannis. You lost your guys, I lost my guys. Guess what? We still made a 2nd seed.
Don't get me started, Superman. When we was going to the playoffs, how many people said, don't go for the 2nd seed because you don't want to play Philly. Duck Philly, play Indiana. Everybody picked Philly against us. And what we do, wound Philly asses up. Don't listen. This is what I don't like. We talking about for one season. We not talking about career. We understand who Embiid and Giannis and Tatum and all those guys is. But for one season, what Jalen Brunson did, he literally made Kendrick Perkins and other people bandwagoners. Kendrick Perkins is now a New York Knicks fan because of one man and one man only. Rashad McCants. Big shout out to them brothers. They are Knicks fans for one reason and one reason only. Jalen Brunson. And see, go ahead. That's my number one. I don't care how nobody feel about it. My number one, Jalen Brunson.
I got Joel. I got Joel Embiid as the best player in the Eastern Conference. I don't want to jump out the window and say it's not even close, because that would just be, I would be wilding. But when he's at the top of his game, it's not very close. When he's at the top of his game, it's not very close. The next best player is, it's like, oh, you over there, okay. Like, he's a guy that I feel like knows that he can shoot the basketball, but doesn't let any of his defenders off the hook. I will put you on my backside and take advantage of you. Pause. Right? I'll take you out and hit the mid-range. I can get to the line. Like Fabian says, he's some guys are foul line hunters. I forget what the term he uses, but he gets to the line, 8, 9, 10 times a game. Check that for me, Ray. I don't know, but he leads the league. He's at the top in terms of getting to the line, right? Not a liability on defense. This dude is the real deal on defense.
11 times a game he averages 10 for his career.
Come on. So and I'm shooting 85% from the line. What am I shooting from the line?
For his career, 82.6.
Lord have mercy. So I'm shooting 80% from the line as a 7-footer.
Last year, 88.
88. So I almost shot 90% from the line, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Does he not take care of his body the way he needs to? 1,000%. Do I feel like he needs to lose some weight? Yes. He said he did that. He said he lost like 25 to 30 pounds. We shall see. When it's time, when the rubber meets the road and it's time to be a winning player, like I was talking about Mitchell, he needs to be that guy, right? So I'm not running from that. But just in terms of like just players, when we rank them, I don't think you can put Joel anywhere else for me. Like, he's just that good, can do everything. He's not very limited on anything. You're gonna force me to put it on the floor and get to the rim, I could do that. You're gonna push me off the block, 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody that you can find to push me off the block, because I am that strong. Like there's so many things about that dude when he's playing at the top of his game. Like I said, man, 50 with Bell's palsy and one leg, half a leg, that's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry. Gotta roll with Embiid as the best player.
Fabian, real quick, just before you go, Flea, you don't have to express or explain too much. Who did Embiid lose to in the first round?
Knickerbockers, baby. Out of here.
You got the floor, Fabian.
I think he was going crazy on one leg. I'm not pausing that, against us in the first round of the playoffs. Did he drop a 50 ball?
That was real close to being put in the penalty box. But go ahead, go ahead.
And it's not even we know his flaws, the more athletic perimeter dudes.
Yo, hold on, King Speech, get the fuck out of here. You can't even get 2 points right now. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even do this. You can't get 2 points right now on your son's Fisher Price hoop. The fuck out, glazing a 50? 50? And I can't see? Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
It's really, his career boils down to the same thing over and over again. His career boils down to the same thing over and over again. When Joker goes to Philly, Embiid balls out, looks like the best player in the game. He scores 70 points before in the NBA. But when it's time to go to Denver, he doesn't show up. And that's like indicative of his whole career. He's a no-show or he shows up. And when he shows up, he plays great for the most part. When the playoffs, he's lackadaisical. But he's the best two-way player in the game at his peak. Right?
Who?
Joel Embiid.
when
That's
fully
true.
healthy, when he's fully healthy, I think so. I don't think he gets talked about enough on how well of a defender he is, but
he's tough.
That's two-way playing the game is Anthony Davis. If we talking two-way, he's nowhere near as good as Anthony Davis.
You remember when we was growing up and we didn't know what a two-way player was? You just had to be a basketball player.
Yeah,
remember
that wasn't a thing. That's a fact.
Remember that? Remember when you actually had to play defense and you weren't rewarded by if you played defense, they called you a two-way player? I'm sorry, Fabian. Go ahead.
I think that's overstated, but okay.
It is over. What you mean overstated? Two-way player? That wasn't even a phrase playing basketball when we were coming up.
I mean, I think people were. Everybody was not a defender back in the day. I disagree with
you.
that.
You had to play defense to get on the court. This is what it is.
What's your man? Matt, whatever from the Houston Rockets back. Who am I thinking of?
Matt Maloney.
Yes.
Matt Maloney.
Yeah.
He was a starting point guard once Kenny Smith got out of there. Yeah.
And he was D'ing up. He was locking dudes down.
Nah. You take what I said, right, and go pluck out Matt Maloney. Go finish, Fabian. Finish, Fabian. This nigga is nuts, bro. This nigga is nuts. He's nuts. OG is still trying to figure out who Matt Maloney is right now.
I'm gonna be honest though. We up 22, less than 4 minutes in the third quarter. Why is all these dudes still in the game, Tibbs?
They gotta get in shape.
We gotta get reps.
Yeah, you gotta get in shape, bro. We
gotta get reps, OG. Come on. We gotta.
When does the season start? In 2 months? In 2 weeks? I don't know.
Bro, we up 22, bro. Against Washington.
On the Wizards. Right. On the Wizards. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's the third quarter, 2 minutes left, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They played the first half of the last game, and they didn't play the second half of the last game, right? Did they? I don't remember. But I think just Joel Embiid is the best player in the game. He's showing everything. He's just not healthy. When he's healthy, if he would drink some juice, the Balco juice that I've seen Victor Conti talk about certain superstar players in this era, we've grown quite suspicious of. Be on it. Why isn't Joel on it? Why isn't he on some juice of like be right, like get right in the playoffs? I don't understand this. If this stuff exists,
juice doesn't exist. I'm sick of y'all two niggas.
No, because listen, it's just going left. I don't know. Listen, now we talk about the juice. Like take it. Listen,
you know what Fabian does. OG, you know what he does. Man.
But let reel it back in. I just want to say this, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We always got to show y'all love. Y'all sit here with us, comment, engage with us, and when we yell at y'all, go crazy. It's all love. It's never personal.
King Speech, I love you, big dog. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
In the words of the great Nino Brown, never personal,
never,
always business.
Never.
But I love this topic, man, and I can't wait for us to do the West. Our top 10 best players in the East. Just a great conversation, my brothers. I just want to say appreciate y'all. And I just to me, this is real basketball talk. Even though we have fun a lot, but today was just, I just love the conversation.
Yeah, me too. Because we get comments like you and Stephen A. glazing that 50 spot where he should have gotten a flagrant 2 in the first half.
Y'all know that glazing term that's triggering for Flea. Niggas say glazing. That's starting.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit had me tight too. Yeah.
That's starting crazy. No.
Love you too, but I'm sick of hearing that 50, bro. He balled out. He balled out, man.
Y'all who had Embiid, I had Brunson number 1, but our top 5 was all kind of similar.
Similar. Yeah.
It
has to do with being the number 1 player at the end of the day, right?
I'm surprised, like I said, Maxey didn't make mine, Banchero didn't make mine. Nobody had Paul George on there, So yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't have Paul George on there. Where you talk about him?
Who? Paul was about to be Paul. I was going between Paul George and Jimmy Butler at 9, and probably Paul has earned to be there. He might be earned to be higher on the list. You'll see some list out there that probably has Paul George as a top 5 player in the Eastern Conference right now.
We need to come up with a top 10 bummage list. That's what we need. The players you're supposed to be nice and you're a bum.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah, Lord have mercy.
Are we allowed to do that?
Do my homework on that one.
We can absolutely do that. Damian Lillard, come to the front of the congregation. We have to have a conversation with you, baby. Damn. OG didn't like that.
Oh, we live.
He didn't like that.
Never the little one.
Never the little one.
You know why? They want to take Damian Lillard to Bummage Court.
Hey, Tibbs, watch yourself. That's all I'm going to say. AllBall suckers.
Yo, tune in tomorrow 7:30. Knicks Rehab special episode. We got Sean with a W from Twitter. He's
Big
from
Sean
Knicks,
tapping in.
Big Sean from Knicks Film School tapping in with us. We're gonna talk about the Knicks. It is going to be an amazing, incredible episode. You cannot miss this. We tapping in with the other Knicks content creators. Respect, love y'all in the chat. You're gonna see them jump in here, making moves. It's not just all being crazy, huh? Knicks Rehab tomorrow, y'all.
Yes, tune in tomorrow 7:30. Big show tomorrow. Knicks Rehab. Sean with a W in the building. But please, everybody, share the lives, comment, subscribe, hit that like button.
Hold on, that needs the
AllBall suckers.
That didn't feel right. It didn't feel right without the AllBall suckers. 7:30 tomorrow, y'all. Good night. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.